So, hereby right, the short answer for whether it's right for you is that if you have services that are offered to children and young people, then absolutely yes. The Hereby Right is an organisational development tool. So if you're an organisation where you're looking at the work that you do with children and young people and figuring out how you can improve those and how you can make sure young people's voice is heard throughout those services, then it's definitely worth taking a look at the process, seeing how you can get involved and just accessing the different points to get the support really. So the process of hereby right, the shortest length of time you can go through that process is a 6-month period, but we recommend that you don't take longer than 2 years to go through that process, because there's 2 submission stages, and the whole idea is that you review your current practice and then you make a plan of how you're going to improve that and the things that you're going to put in place. There's a space between those submission phases for you to kind of make all of those changes and to put things into action. So because those submission stages happen in January and August every year, the shortest amount of time is 6 months, and we just recommend that you don't take a longer period of time than 2 years to go through that whole process. So the cost of Hereby Right, there's 2 elements of it. It was really important for us when we did the revision of Hereby Right last year to make it more accessible. So you can access all of the resources for free, and you can do that by signing up to the network. If you choose to go through the formal assessment, there's a pay scale, a rating scale for that, and that starts from £750, and then depending on the size of your organisation and the annual turnover and also the level of Hereby Right you're applying for, that will kind of differ, and there's a nice little breakdown of that on the website. So why should you do Hereby Right? It's extremely important to make sure that if you're an organisation who are providing services for young people or working with young people in any way, that you continue to talk to young people to make sure that your service is still viable, is still active and responding to the need of young people in a way that is driven from them. So being able to work through the Hereby Right process allows you to look at the different elements of your organisation, whether that's kind of strategy to staff, to systems and structures, and really kind of look at the current practice that you've got at the moment and how you can improve that. And in terms of we've had a few organisations that have gone through the pilot, their feedback of the process has been highly valued, and there's quite a lot of sort of case studies and stuff that you can access online around kind of how they've gone through the process and how they've benefited from that. But it's definitely a process where you can kind of pause and take stock of what you're doing currently as an organisation and how you can continue to improve that and the work you're doing with children and young people as well. So if you head to our website, there's a really handy Hereby Right page on there which has got access to kind of all of the information. As I said earlier, if you want to access all of the resources, you sign up to the network, and then you can download all of those resources and stuff to make a start. And then if you are interested in sort of learning more, the kind of first formal step would be to attend an insight session, and we deliver those usually 4 times a year, but if there is need, we do those more, and you can book those on the website. It's a half-a-day session where we look at participation, we look at the good examples and the bad examples of participation, and then the kind of trainer will spend some time with you as an individual organisation looking at what your potential Hereby Right journey could look like. So that's a really great part to kind of just start that conversation and to see whether that formal assessment is really right for you as well. So I think a lot of organisations I guess do evaluations, or they do feedback, and actually that's kind of part and parcel of that kind of participation process, and it's really great that organisations have that kind of written into their services. But Hereby Right very much kind of pushes that to the next level. So it's not just around listening to young people, but it's about putting things into action. And especially at the flagship level, where we're really looking at organisations around how they can be creative creative and innovative and more impactful for the work that they're doing with young people. And it's very much around supporting young people to be leaders in that space and make key decisions in that space, and potentially use be part of that organisation, so they're continuing to grow the organisation but grow themselves as well. So it's almost that kind of continuing learning process that you go through as an organisation. And the Here by Right process will very much look at if you are doing evaluation processes already, or if you're doing sort of current feedback loops. The Here by Right process, including the insight session, will look at what your current practice is and how you can continue to grow and strengthen that, to make sure that you're a stronger and more impactful organisation overall as well.